The past month has been nothing short of a rollercoaster. The senior men began with promise, but have struggled to climb beyond 6th spot on the ladder. On July 12th, they faced Albert Park. Within 10 minutes, Albert Park struck first. An all too familiar story. Determined not to repeat past mistakes, East Kew finally answered in the 34th minute.
Come on!
They held strong through much of the second half, but it only took one lapse for the game to slip away.
We've definitely had chances to break away. We showed glimpses all year, pretty much every game apart from the one where we got battered here against Albert Park earlier in the year. We've probably been playing for 10, 20, 30 minutes in really good patches, and we look great, but then we're just having those lapses of concentration. I think back to probably the Riversdale game like earlier in the year here where we were up 2-0 and copped 2 goals in like the 90th minute. It's not really defensively, it's sort of across the board. We're not creating enough, we're not defending well enough as a unit. And at the end of the day, in this level, pretty much any level really, if you only play for 20, 30 minutes, you're not going to get results unless you start banging in goals in bloody 1, 2 in waves. We do need to fix that up, and although we got lucky, we've really got a gift handed to us in results last Saturday, even with us losing. So it's pretty simple. The equation is simple to end the year. We've got to go 3 from 3, and with all the restructures and whatnot, we'll stay up. It was our day for about 2 minutes when we started the game, and then it shifted. First game back actually, so watching that from the bench for 70, 75 minutes was a difficult watch. Ringwood are a good side, to be honest, like don't get me wrong, they've got some good players, but it was a weird one, we just weren't sort of linking up. First 10 minutes we looked pretty good. I thought we were going to pin something, but then again, like I said earlier, you can't really rely on like 10 minutes to win yourself a game. So yeah, just that whole sort of back 80 minutes was a real struggle.
It's been a little bit of a story of the last sort of 5 weeks. I was trying to figure out how to get around a few player swaps, people going away, people being injured, but yeah, credit to them. They figured out a game plan quickly. They got up. It kind of happened as well because we're sort of restructured a little bit. We were still trying to figure out the distance between our midfield and our defence and then our attack. And so sort of when one breaks down, especially if we don't have the structure behind us, the other two sort of fall away pretty easily. So I think the first goal they sort of counted us from just it being too distant at the top. Our boys did really, really well to sort of deal with everything they had. They kept punishing down the side. They kept trying to get in behind, and because our midfield were a bit far away from our defence, our attack was far away from our midfield, just meant that we weren't as cohesive as they were. Credit to them, they figured us out, figured out that they could get through the slipstreams, and then just kept sort of attacking.
The coaches, they weren't too pleased. I think it wasn't so much set positions and whatnot. It was more collective, like as Nay said, the distances between our three sort of lines were so big and we just couldn't really get any rhythm going.
Just sort of changed the tide of the game. Just meant that they could insert themselves a little bit more. They sort of wanted it a little bit more. They had a bit more of a clear game plan. They just executed well, and then just, yeah, once you go 1-0, then 2-0 down, you sort of fighting back to get a result wherever you can, and then, yeah, 2 turned into 3 just for the last, 2 minutes or something. It was just, yeah, it's the way the game went.
Defensively, like, yeah, we conceded 3 goals, but weren't actually too bad. It was probably more just going forward that really, like, we couldn't find any options, so we just reverted to that long one, and that's where they were. And they're all big boys. They're all older lads, Ringwood as well, which so they just feast on those long balls, and they were cleaning it up, and that was probably our biggest issue.
Yeah, they could just, yeah, like you said, they just sort of went back to, they had a clear game plan that they could just revert back to no matter what sort of went wrong. For the first half, like, we were playing some good footy, like keeping the ball. We were trying to make them run. They were sort of doing the same. You could tell they were getting a little bit frustrated. And then, yeah, just a couple of lapses that they just reverted back to the game plan. It just stood consistency. Ours, yeah, sort of fell away. We didn't think one thing was working. We'd sort of, you know, all try something different, but yeah, not really come up with the same game plan.
Meanwhile, on the women's side, momentum has been building, securing a valuable 3-point win against Ashburton.
Against Ashburton, felt that it was going to be a challenge for us. They were a good team, they were pretty well coached. Their goalkeeper first time around was very strong. And they had probably 2 or 3 really good players that I think actually tested our group. We managed to come away with a 3-0 win. There was a couple of times where I thought that we possibly could have pressed a little bit more or cycled the ball better. But, you know, there was nothing to think that we weren't going to continue playing strongly throughout the rest of the season, which, you know, up until that point, I think we actually have. But there has been signs every now and then where we've slipped a little bit. And, you know, it is an extremely long season. We've been going for a long time, and it's hard to keep people motivated, enthused, keep the interest, the hunger alive when we've, you know, essentially been leading the way for such a long period of time. When a team actually slips, it's not necessarily a conscious thing. It's just, you know where you are in terms of the season. You've played everyone, and the consistency drops off a little bit because you subconsciously feel like, well, I don't necessarily have to go quite as hard at something. That's just human nature. So I suspect probably after about halfway, once we'd gone halfway through the season, it was going to be a challenge. I think it's good for our team to be challenged. I think some of the girls almost need that challenge to keep them going. I'm not saying that, you know, we're the best in the world or anything like that, but consistently winning, it's always good to get a bit of a reality check, and it's always good to just recognise that, yes, you know, we have to continue working hard. We have to actually pay respect to the game, because the game, if you don't, will come and bite you on the bum. And I've seen that happen in the past.
After Ashburton, their focus shifted to East Bentley, hot on their heels in second place, a much anticipated match. However, football doesn't always go to plan.
During the week, we looked at the weather forecast, and being where we are here at Willsmere and East Kew, the ground itself sits basically either on or below the flood table, the water table. So if it rains heavily, even for a couple of hours or a day or so before, the pitch gets waterlogged and it holds the water. It does not drain well. And we've known that obviously because we've been here for a period of time. And we looked at the weather forecast and we saw that the weather forecast wasn't exactly all it looked like it was going to be quite wet.
There's been a large weather system impacting the country, which brought Victoria the wet weather. This will move south over Tassie tomorrow and weaken, which should calm things down ever so slightly.
We notified Football Victoria that we thought it may be a problem. And they said to us, well, ask East Bentley, and we did. And East Bentley, for reasons known to themselves, declined the offer of us to play it in the catch-up round, which is essentially this weekend coming up. We were ready to play. The girls were out on the ground. We were warming up. Both teams were warming up. And as part of that pre-game routine, the referee goes out and actually does a pitch walk, walks around it and walks up and down. And it was quite apparent from walking even just on the sides of the pitch that it was wet. Now, it was wet because we had about an hour and a half worth of rain at about 11:30, 12 o'clock on the Sunday of the game. And I was driving in the car on the way to the game, and I'm thinking, oh, this is interesting. I wonder what this is going to do. We could see there's a few water spots, patches of standing water on the pitch. And under the regulations, if the Football Victoria referee sees that the pitch has got standing water on it and deems it to be unplayable and unsafe, they've got the right to abandon the game or postpone the fixture.
So we've shown up, we literally warmed up, and then unfortunately the game has been abandoned due to the pitch being too wet to play on. So we literally showed up, we did a lap, we intimidated them over there, like they were staring at us.
And then they said we don't want to play anymore.
And then, and then I'm pretty sure they saw me and Chelsea and were like, oh, we'll cancel the game.
Oh, damn it. Ah, chucks.
But now the game's abandoned, and unfortunately no one... What happens now? It's abandoned, so we both get 1 point?
No, I don't think anyone gets a point.
What? So no one gets a point, I guess.
No, I don't get it.
That was a really tough game. I thought we were really good actually for the first 80 minutes against Ringwood, especially that first half. Again, couldn't score, but I thought we were creating plenty of chances, which was much better than last week, so we had to bounce back from Ringwood, obviously.
It was the first time that we'd all sort of collectively come together, like all 11, all playing the same game away in sort of tougher conditions. But, you know, we were playing the ball along the park well. We were finding shots here and there. We're probably tough not to score, but going to the first half break, we thought we'd done enough to sort of get ourselves on top of the game.
Thought going forward a bit better. We just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net until a bit later on.
No, don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah!
Again, we sort of put our foot on the game and dominated and just couldn't quite get that second. And then just...
Game, this is a goal.
Yes! Go! Support, everybody! Support! Support! Win a corner!
That hurt, that result game. Considering what happened, we played them first time. I thought both times we played them, we were sort of the better team for the majority of the game. But when you can't hold on for 90 minutes, or you can't rely on winning games off short spells, I had to galvanise it. Not just me, it's all the senior boys. Everyone's old enough and grown up enough to realise what's going on. It was more, my sort of role was more just getting everyone up for training and making sure everyone was coming Tuesday, Thursday. After that, I thought our training standards were really high, because I feel like when we have 2 good sessions, we come into the game really prepared. And that Knox game I thought we were really good, and it just shows that we had to get everyone up and about during the week, and it will transfer on to the Saturday.
It's just more of a relief. So many games, I feel like even before the Knox game, we were probably a little bit stiff not to come away with a few more points here and there. So the Knox game going in and then, scoring after the first minute, it was like, all right, fine. And we've got some good tailwind behind us now. We can actually focus on stamping out a game. 43 minutes later, it's a little bit of a different story, but coming out, yeah, and sort of being like, all right, we know we need to score early, let's do it, let's all focus together from kickoff.
Yes, one more. Stop it! Come on! For the second! Carl's win! Carl's win! Come on!
Not really blaming each other, but just sort of everyone looking around and being like, come on, just make yourselves accountable. I mean, a couple of us put our hands up being like, yeah, I mean, that was our mistake, but it was only because we knew that those were the only two real chances that they sort of had, and it was two things that we could have, it was just two switching off moments that didn't really need to happen. But it's never like, we're never blaming anyone, we never sort of pointing fingers or anything. It's just the people that were just like, that's an easy sort of fix for next time. You just chuck your hand up and you say, I'll be better for the boys, and go into the second half and just, try and win it back for them.
No, I don't have anything to add about that game. I think this boy does in that second half. It's probably the best half we've played, I think, all year.
For the men, a long-awaited win has offered some relief, but the reality still remains. Still clinging to 6th place, and with sweeping changes coming to State League football in 2026, only the top 6 will survive in State 4. Fall below that line, and relegation awaits. With just 4 games left, survival hangs in the balance.
There's no concern. I mean, if you have a little bit of concern, then I think we've got no hope, to be honest. I think we've got to be all positive, and it's pretty... I actually don't mind it now because it's quite simple. We've got to win 3 games out of 3, and then we don't have to worry about other results because we're 1 point clear of a couple sides, I think. So if we just go 3 from 3, it's going to be... that's all we need to do, which is so we don't have to worry about external things.
Sort of a benefit to being where we are, and obviously results are massive to come by, but against these teams that are supposed to be like top of the league or whatever, and they're going to come in thinking that they can just dog roll us, and I think that's when we get up for it a bit more, is then when people sort of expect less from us and we've got nothing to lose, so why not take a chance and take it to them. I think all teams in this league can sort of beat each other on their day. It just depends on who shows up for a full 90, so I think there's no concern at all. We're all up for it. We're all keen to take as many points as we can and get the full 9 out of the last 3. And we'll all be here at training every Tuesday, Thursday, and we'll work at it together. So just got to take one game at a time. 1 point at a time, really.
I think we played as well as we could based on the way that the game's structured up. Not having your normal goalkeeper, it does upset the balance a little bit. Cleo's done it before, previously, and she's capable of filling in quite admirably. We made a decision to put Emilia in the second half because, like Cleo, she's got the ability to be able to step into that space and do a good job for us. Now, there's lots of pros and cons for that. If we look at our statistics, we've got 3 different scorers of around between 10 and I think 13 goals. And I don't think that necessarily taking Amelia out of the mix was the answer to the problem. It possibly could have helped us. But it didn't happen. So I can't change what's happened.
Though the weather may have delayed their initial clash with East Bentley, the stage is now set. First versus second. A battle that will define their season.
Whatever happens this week, basically, will give us a strong indication of where the league will end up. Having said that, strange things happen. We still have to play another 4 games. We've got Croydon away on synthetic. We've also got Boroondara away in the home here. And we've also got Doncaster as well away. None of those games are easy games. And I've consistently tried to drive home the reality of sport's really weird and weird stuff happens. You just don't know what's going to happen. We are privileged that we've got ourselves in a position where it's all in our own hands. We perform well. We score more goals than them, essentially. Bottom line, we win the game. And then it's all to play for. We'll see where it goes after that. Should we not, well, we then have to, we've got the control of the outcome of the season is actually taken away from us, and we've got to keep on winning and hope that Bentley stumble.
Alex has it.
Ever good. Look at it. Let's go. Calm down, time to come.
Let's go, Q! Extra here!
Describe the East Bentley Strikers game result and the feeling that I had at the end of the game. I was thinking about next week.
That's not one word.
I was thinking about the game after.
Enjoy the present.
I was happy in the moment, but then starting to think about what was coming next.
East Bentley game was exciting.
Yeah, good fun.
The end result was emotional.
Yeah. Next. Beautiful. Is that? Pretty insane.
What's your birthday?
Scenes.
Yeah, it was insane. It was birthday spirit. That's all.
Happy birthday, dear Amelia. Happy birthday to you. Pretty intense. Yep. Just relief, honestly. Rewarding. Yeah, that one's rewarding. Euphoric. crazy.
Wait, yeah, bro, you should have
yeah. What's the word?
She's waiting for it.
She's been cooking.
Quick announcement, I'm actually replacing Messi after that. But it was epic!